Hi there. Today I'm willing to talk on the hardest choices the game producer can face, and I have collected it based on my career, my choices, the things I ramped into, my team ramped into, and that's the things I personally believe are one of the toughest things to handle in this role. So, number one is facing the choice when you are either out of budget, shaking hands with your team and saying goodbye, or changing your unique selling points, game design, like whole essence of the game you and your team were in love for something mass market, cheesy, not too kind of innovative, not innovative at all, but you will get money for it. You will get investment. And the reason uh, to agree on this is kind of the fact that in the moment you are crushed, you feel like you can spend months, years into something, and then you face in this moment. It can happen at later stages of development, which is like great pain to face. But the point of kind of serenity here is that you will get your chances. There will be lots of them when you will like get your old ideas, take in the right moment, and intertwine with that new design you have been paying for. No illusions here. You will not get your game on like the game of the original vision you had, but it is still better than just agreeing on something which is kind of heartless and soulless and just for money. Um, so yeah, that's my leader, I guess. The point of the hardest choice. The choice number two, which is hard to make in the moment, is rehiring. So you can pick to hire or rehire two, three, four. It's hard when you are assembling the team, not a single person. So you're hiring your old mates who you have worked with in this team or in this company, and that can be costly because yeah, it's comfortable to work with the ones you have been worked before, but they will get a promotion definitely at the moment of rejoining because they will be willing, most probably, to be paid more than before. You will spend money for HR on rehiring like pipeline. That's costly. And that's one hand. On the other hand, you have the choice of like assembling the new team, which is more risky. You don't know that people, you have not you haven't worked with them before. You are not like in a good info on their personalities. So that's a gambling. And that's a hard thing. Again, if it's not just a decision on a single person, but if it's about like composition of the team and hiring several people for building some team for some game. The hard choice number three is closing the game 1 month or even 1 week or even 1 day before the release date. Some of you, for some reason, people told me this, believing that it's a myth. How someone invested millions into game can just close it like days before the release. But that happened with me, and trust me, the publishers, investors will find the good reasons for doing this, and you can even agree with certain of that reasons. But it hurts a lot. I don't need to explain you why. So I'm just fixating and putting this as a fact. It's not a myth that the producer, investor, the one who is paying money, can close this whole thing up really, really late, in the late stage of development, even days before the release. So decision to raise production value is my last and fourth reason of the hard choice, and it may sound puzzling, and you may even consider it weird, because everyone is talking about how hard is to cut the budget, lower the quality of the game, and release it in in the way you haven't seen it in the early stages. But the opposite, when you are rising the bar and have to make the game greater, is even harder, and I will explain you why. So when you are getting more money and more like conditions you can't negotiate with on making the game like greater, make the graphics more vivid, make the gameplay more expensive, make more mechanics, make the open world instead of linear levels, and all this stuff, you will face the deficit immediately, because the business works the way that you are given the least of enough for the task. So when rising the bar, you won't get an equal, from your point of view, your producer's point of view, the equal amount of people for doing these tasks, for fulfilling that like quality and time frame for this new game under new conditions. So this way you will constantly be into the stress for the team, for yourself, not experienced yet with the definition of that new quality. You are still on the way to rising, to get into this rising bar. You will get not enough people to do so. You will get pressure for the, well, hey people, why you not there yet? You have been given money, you have been given people. Get there, reach that quality. You will always get this in certain conditions, and there is no workaround here. Sometimes you have a choice. You can tell, no, we need to lower the bar because the quality, overall quality, is like too expensive for us to reach. The team is not able to handle this, at least in the time frame given. We don't have the tools, etc., etc. So you negotiate on stuff here and there, and you can maybe get enough resources for this, or most probably you will still be pushed with the compromises on the quality, but still pushed to get to that bar with a certain exclusions at the very strict time frame. So that's it, I guess. That's my hard choices, my moment of boiling for the game producer, and I'm just encouraging you to share your experiences. What are yours kind of hard points in the game producer, or maybe any other managerial or game dev roles? I will be really glad to read it in the comments. And I see you around next week, I guess. Bye bye.